And she's been working Bella for the owner, and among everything else that we're doing, and Brett's working his deal on it.
So the question I have, and it's a small little question, would a dressage, you might not know the answer to this, would a dressage judge penalize the rider because of the way Bella was looking? Like if she saw like the drop shoulder.
Well, Bella, we get some more pictures. Bella doesn't have a drop shoulder anymore.
Well, I know not anymore, but I guess what I'm saying is, I guess that would affect the movement as well. But Bella did well in the competition, which I'm sure made the rider more confident in riding Bella, and
made the owner very happy.
And made the owner very happy as well, I'm sure. All right, guys, stick around when we come back. Speaking of
trying to make owners happy.
Yeah, speaking of trying to make owners happy, we're going to dive into what's been going on with Diego and his.
If this owner's happy, I can leave you with it.
And his growing pains as well. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you'd like to join the podcast, it's easy now with modern technology that we have here in the studio. Go over to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says join the podcast. You'll see a little orange bar at the top. It is orange, and it says leave a message for Equine Dynamics, Mike Stine. Click on your device or click on it, and if your device has a microphone on it, you speak right into it. You can leave your name in there. You can be anonymous if you want. Put an email address in there. It's not email grab or anything. It's just their way of saying that you're not a robot. And your voice can be heard right along in the podcast with us as well. And we'll reach out to you and get you some free swag and some stickers and stuff if we use yours on the air, which we will. We will, because everyone's important and everyone has important questions. And my very own important question is over to my far hand side.
That is a question.
That is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
Well, I don't know. It all depends on how this segment goes. This segment...
If I drive out of your driveway and never come back, you'll know how it goes.
This segment we're going to talk about is my horse, Diego. Now, a short little background on Diego. We have a gelding that is off campus that my wife is riding now in competitions. She's doing very well in the competition. She's got a state championship coming up here shortly, I think in the next couple weeks or so. When we bought the horse, Mike said that the horse was a little down in the back. What was it? Or uphill?
Well, he's definitely uphill. He's like almost strangely uphill.
And over the last month, if not a month, 1 year, you have been slowly working on that. And my wife and her trainer have been trying to build muscle, and she did very well in the competition, this past competition. She took all the bronze, all the gold, all the silver, all the way home.
Right.
And so now she's having difficulties because he's going through another growth spurt.
Right.
And the stifles are sore.
And he just keeps getting bigger.
And it's like a workout, a football player, he's going through training camp and now getting into the prime season and working out harder to stay up with the big dogs. So tell me what's going on with Diego right now.
A quick rundown on Diego. Diego they wanted an uphill horse. He's uphill. When you first saw Diego, first started putting him to work, he was small in the hindquarters and pretty straight in the back end, and his pasterns set lower than I wanted them to. So when we were talking about what to do with him, and they're putting him to work, picking up the pace, that to me is something not where I want him to be. Is if left there, what are we doing on the suspensories? First question. So we talked. The goal is to keep him without shoes as long as possible. But if we keep pushing it, what are we going to do? So I did some work on the back end. We stood the pasterns back up, started flexing. He's starting to develop some hindquarters. As he grows, he's and
Diego's 6 years old now.
6 years old, and we opted to leave him barefoot on the front. And because the mechanical problem I was addressing was the hind end, so that's what we worked on. Now, the other thing with Diego, he's a high-low. And the problem with the high-low thing is the development in the shoulder and the range of movement in the shoulder. That low side's going to have a longer stride. The high side's going to have a shorter stride and be a weaker shoulder. As they're developing him and getting him moving, they've done a pretty good job of keeping him pretty straight. And that's the big thing, is when they start getting out of being straight. So, like most any horse with a high-low, the back foot most of the time on the behind the upright foot. The upright foot, diagonal foot is more upright, and then you have the low front, low diagonal in the back, and the foot directly behind the upright shoulder ends up taking a lot of pressure. So in the growth patterns, he's coming up more on the left hind, right shoulder. I'm thinking about to your horse. I can't tell left from right anyway. You know that. It's not in front of. I mean, I turn around, then it's different anyway. Correct.
It switches
so anyway,
when you turn around.
Anyway, he's compressing down on that foot where he's trying to swing himself around the low shoulder.